Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our midday live broadcast. I want to welcome all of my friends that are watching this on Facebook, on LinkedIn, or on my YouTube channel. Additionally, I want to welcome all of my students that are watching this. So let me start out first by saying, the longer you're not taking action, the more money you're losing. Now, yesterday and today, actually, all of South Florida is in the middle of this outrageous amounts of rain. And yesterday, I went to the doctor at 12 o'clock, came out at 1 o'clock, and in the hour that we were in the doctor's office, they had about 15 inches of rain. And so when I left the doctor's office and turned on the street, I went about 400 feet, and then whammo, the car was, I was in 3 feet of water. So me and thousands of other people had to abandon our cars, and I have no idea where my car is. Turned it over to the insurance company. But that's the reason why we didn't have an Ask Max session yesterday. And if you were one of my coaching students, that's the reason why we canceled our session. Now, that being said, you got to deal with stuff like that, like it or not. And so, Bruce, that's the reason why we canceled everything yesterday. I'm not happy about it. We ended up, we're right in front of the hospital. And the people at the hospital were fabulous. I mean, we got out of my car, we were in 3 feet of water. 3 feet of water in what? An hour? So went into the hospital, and they were very, very nice, but try to get an Uber, try to get any kind of transportation was next to impossible because the Ubers couldn't get to the hospital. While I was trying to make travel arrangements, my wife got very friendly with a nice 80-year-old man, whose wife ended up sending a lift to get him, and it was a GMC truck, okay, van, if you will, and it was high up. So when they came to pick him up, we didn't live too far apart, so he says, "Come with me," or else I'd probably still be at the hospital. And in any event, I should have really taken pictures because you cannot imagine trying to drive through water like that. We have another day of it today. The heavy rain is coming now, just starting to build up. And hey, it's part of life, right? Yeah, I love that car. And it's probably toast. Okay, so let's get back to reality. When you say the right things to the right people, you're going to close more sales and build your business faster. So at the end of the day, it's all about conversation, right? So I'm going to demonstrate how this works. And something interesting, I've been, artificial intelligence is being promoted all over the internet, okay? And I've come across 5 different AI systems that are being promoted. Some relate to network marketing, some don't. What's interesting is there's 2 that are being heavily promoted inside network marketing. They haven't heard about Max GPT. When I have 2 of my students that are actually using them, and they're using them in conjunction with Max GPT. So they're using that feature, and then before they use it, we plug it into Max GPT, and my stuff is 200% better. All right. So can't wait to show it to you. Tonight in boot camp, we're going to be talking about communicating with people. All right. And let me just say this. When I was in the hospital, all right, and I mean, my wife and I are both soaked. And initially we realized that leaving, getting out of here, might not be that easy. So and the people couldn't have been nicer. So I kind of started to sway a little bit, and I said, no, starting to feel a little fuzzy. Do you have sweets? Maybe we'll just check in and just try to keep everything light. Okay. So Dennis, I got the message that you're coming down in July, and I'm looking forward to going sailing with you. Probably won't. It'll probably be in a different car. Okay, so let's do this. It's a 4-step process. Create a page, connect with people, communicate with them, and close. All right. So I'm going to pop over here. Alan, I thought you were going to be here for the earlier session, but now that you're here, it's good. What is the email address we use to log into your account? You gonna make me look it up?
I'm here.
Okay, so I'm going to log into your account. Now, so we're going to go over here to the message area. And let me go over here first. So they've given you catch up, which is another form of celebrations, which is going to enable all of you to follow up with people that you're already connected to. I'm going to pop over here to the message area. All right. So you've got, let's scroll down a bit. Do you have anybody in mind? See, we can scroll down here. And so this is the second message. Second message. Second message. And so she's written back. So she's currently looking for work in a supportive role. So there's a clear need. Open to work. Now we have a series of proven scripts when someone has an open to work frame around their picture. If you're currently working and they're open for work, what could mean that they're open to work, they're looking for customers for whatever they're doing. Or they've got a job, they don't like it, and they want to do something else. So the question would be, why do you want to leave your current job? Or if they're working, the easier question is, why do you have the open to work frame around your picture? So she says, I'm currently looking for work in a supportive role. Why? Come down here. Okay, so she's a virtual assistant, a virtual assistant. And at the same time, we come down a little further, we see that she's been in Kiani for 7 years. Independent distributor. Now, Kiani has gone through a couple of so Bruce says, I was impressed that someone responded from the same even industry, even before the day was completed, and today was my first day. Folks, you are not going to believe how fast this goes, okay? You have unlimited access on LinkedIn to 1,060,000,000 people. Who you choose to talk to is entirely up to you. The better you get at picking people, the better you get at learning what these people need, and are they indeed a fit for your business, the better you're going to do. It is not about you. So Kiani, and before that, she was a billing clerk. Did it for 2 months. Worked at McDonald's. Okay. Now, you're on here, and we're looking for somebody that's going to jump into the business and build a team fast. That's not her. However, she's a network marketer. Now, what do we know about Kiani? Well, you probably don't know anything about Kiani, but I do. Kiani, in fact, about 6 years ago, I was working with the top leader in the company who wanted to really get her arms around social media. And the problem back then was they had no online tools. A few years ago, Kiani, the owners of the company, were killed in an airplane crash. The wives of the owners ended up with the company. So Kiani has been a company that has been in disarray. In fact, I think they may have even been absorbed by another company. So she lists herself as an independent distributor. 7 years. That means she's just a customer. She's not trying to build a business. But this gives you plenty of opportunity to maybe bring her into your business. All right, so let's go back over here. Now, this is something that you really have to love, okay? Because what LinkedIn has graduated from a total repository for resumes. Now they are heavy into communication. So they're telling you, you're looking at her profile, you can, Melanie is celebrating 1 year. Celebrate. She's celebrating, but she's looking for another job. So how much celebration do we have here? It means she's got an anniversary. But they're urging you to talk to her. So let's hit the message button. And they've got the words in here. Congrats on your work anniversary. Well, that's not the right thing to say. the right thing to say is, why are you open for another job? So let's just come back up here and look at the whole thing. So you reach out to her on the 9th. She accepted right away. So it hasn't brought me much yet. So why? Why are you leaving? Okay. So her job is listed here. The jobs are listed here. You pick those up here. Now, you're having a conversation with somebody, okay? You're talking to somebody. So she says, that's not a job, that's a headline. LOL, laughing out loud. Okay? So we're communicating. Oops. You're right. I'm sorry. Hey, you're right. So the question is, but you didn't answer your question. So why are you leaving this virtual assistant job? Remote clerical up to 35 hours a week. So you sent her this. Okay, now I'm not sure that I would have sent this quote, a Vince Lombardi quote, to a woman. A man. You're not talking to a man, you're talking to a woman. A better quote here. Again, we still don't know why she wants to leave. Shoot for the moon. Now, wait a minute. Back up a second. I just sent this to a good friend. Thought you'd appreciate it. All right. So now we want to send her motivational images. And these aren't it. Okay. Now, let me just say right out of the gate, there's no conversation here. You're asking a question. Now you're asking her, what do you know about network marketing? Kiani is a network marketing company. Okay, this is totally. Okay, forget about her. Okay, forget about her. What should you have done is a total other story. All right. Number one, there needs to be communication. When somebody writes to you, or you're making, I'm already doing Kiani and Amer. These are two different companies. Why? Why are you building the business? Right. Let's get away from this one. And frankly, you didn't lose much anyway. Okay. But we have an idea. Let's come down here. Looking for a new fulfilling opportunity. Unemployed. Why do you have the open to work frame around your picture? Well, come down here, you'll find out. The last job shows she ended in 2021. That's 3 years. So she's been out of work for 3 years. Over to the message. First message, perfect. Second message, perfect. She answers. Third message. Okay. Right out of the gate. I only had to look at 2 of these, and I can tell you what your problem is. Your problem is you're not reading the profile. Okay? You're not reading the profile. My scripts are a form of artificial intelligence, but you have to read the profile. Asking the question, why did you leave your job? That's 3 years ago. It's too long ago. A better question would have been, what have you been doing for work since you left? She didn't answer you. Okay. There's no communication. This is an interrogation. Now, somebody says this. They lost their accreditation. We have posts like, experience is what you get when you didn't get what you wanted. Or if the plan changes, change the plan, but never the goal. But there's no dialogue. Before you ask another question, do you still live in Salt Lake City? Do you have a plan B? She didn't answer. Why would she? Why? Why would someone in Salt Lake City talk to a total stranger in Australia? Why? She has to like you. She has to appreciate what you do. Okay, the school I worked for, what did she do there? Quality assurance specialist. And do you have a plan B? Well, I'm not crazy about this. Just see, there's no transition. Many of the people that I work with on LinkedIn that have lost their jobs are starting new businesses or starting new careers or making money from home. There's no transition, not much. Now, would you like me to? So the biggest error that I see you making is there's no communication. I mean, yes, there's communication, but there's no relationship building, which is part of the process, which comes down. I'll do a couple more, which comes down to not following the scripts and not paying attention to who you're talking to. And probably a little bit of maybe you're talking to the wrong people. And so she's done. She's done looking at you. All right, let's come back over here. So this is one you just sent. Let's come down here a little ways. All right. So maybe we can help you turn some of these around. Experienced program project manager. Open to work. So according to this, you stopped working in March. Okay. So now message. First message, okay. And she sent you a resume. March, April, May, half of June. Okay. So now you don't have to say all of this. Why did you leave your, you can say, why did you leave your last job? But at least you got it writing. My position was cut. Cut. Well, that tells you at least she's going to get some unemployment. Now, you have my sympathy. Do you have a plan B? Now, do you have plan B is not an open-ended question. Yes or no? And in some cases, people don't know. What's a plan B? You have my sympathy. I'm sorry to hear it. Sorry to hear you lost your job. And again, when this happens, you go on the internet. Okay, if the plan changes, change the plan, but never the goal. And you don't use this. You click on the one you like. I kind of like this one. Click on it one time and then copy it from here. Copy the image. I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to paste it in there. So the next time somebody tells you they lost their job, hey, sorry to hear it. This will move the conversation in the direction that you want it to go. So searching for jobs, that's my only option at this point, unless I win the lottery. Now, she didn't answer you. Now, a better way to have said this. See, number one, you're jumping too fast into offering a solution. Too fast. Searching for a job. That's my only option. And you're telling her, people that I work with, it's not hard to learn how to generate income online from home. Well, maybe she doesn't want to work at home. We're not following the scripts. That's my only option at the point, unless I win the lottery. So we didn't make reference to that. Why you said, you're right. I could have made some reference to that. Like maybe I hope you do, but in the meantime, what did you like doing? What kind of job are you looking for? She's been out of work for 2 months. Now, in boot camp, we give you I think, 10 or 11 case studies. And in those case studies are examples of transition lines where you can bring up the business. So remember what we said? The answers to your questions contain the next question. Searching for jobs, that's my only options. Searching for jobs. We ask open-ended questions that start with the words who, what, when, where, how, and why. Searching for jobs. What kind of jobs are you looking for? That's the question. This is not the response. I'm going to do one more. So what I'm going to suggest you do, okay, is go first. You got the first message down. You got the second message down. Third message. You got this down. And you mess it up from here. So my suggestion is send me a list before one of these Ask Max sessions of the people that you're talking to that you got in the process. All right, so here's one. So she's open to work. Financial analyst. She has the open to work frame around her picture. First, we're going to send it a gift. You can take it, you can save it on your computer so you can use it. Then just ended as a good friend, thought you'd appreciate it too. Hope you enjoy it. Question. She's got the open to work frame and she's got a job. Why do you have the open to work frame around your picture? Every time. Okay, so we got first message. Sales specialist. Why does she have the open to work frame? So we really don't know what she does. Now, I see that you have the open to work banner up. The question would be, why do you have the open to work banner up? Now, why are you leaving your self-employment role? What do you do? See, this is what when we're talking to people, what do they do? You didn't ask her. She's telling you, I'm currently working and work tomorrow for a pool construction cleanup. That's big money and I'm excited. Okay, so what are you going to do? What kind of work are you going to do to make $800 to $1,000 a day? It's not okay. Folks, you hear me say it all the time. Okay, this is a process. There's a pattern to all of this. So, Alan, here's what I want you to do. Now, I was looking for you this morning. 4 o'clock is probably a better time for you because you're in Australia. So every day before 4 o'clock, I want you to message me on LinkedIn the names of 3 people that you're starting the process with. You got the first message, you got the second message, you got the third message. Now, if you have to wait 2 weeks or 3 weeks before you go any further, then you're going to wait 2 weeks or 3 weeks because you don't have it down yet. And until you get it down yet, all the time, all the effort that you're spending on making these connections by picking up these people is going to hell in a handbasket because you're screwing up the rest of the conversation. I understand why. I understand why. It is not about you. You all, and this is for all of you, you all have to reprogram yourselves. You have everything that everybody needs. You have everything that everybody could, you got it all. You got the solution to people's problems. We have to learn what the problems are. Go back, Alan, and go through those case studies. You'll notice in all of them, we say the same thing over and over and over again. Tonight in boot camp, we're going to dive into it. And I'm going to pop out of your account. I want to show you all something. All right, so I'm going to come over here to the messages. All right, now, actually, let me come back over here to his network. Now, Dan's just getting started. So he connected with Annette 1 day ago. So hit her with the second message. Let me find. So the next message. Now we just did this. The next message would be, we send a motivating image. We send that. And we look at the profile. So why does she have the open to work frame? So she's got this business. Now, maybe she's open to work. So the question would be, now you're going to say this over and over and over again. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. But I want to get to one, because LinkedIn is adding a new feature. This was kind of interesting. You want to ask a question. Now she's got the open to work frame around her picture. But if you look at her profile, you want to ask questions that are easy. She says, new to Dallas, love it. So why'd you move to Dallas? Now let me scroll down here a little bit because there's an element. Now we may have done all of these. Real estate investor. Folks, this is a process that's simple. It's easy. You're going to do the same things over and over and over again. You got the same phrases to introduce the business. Same phrases. You customize them specifically for that purpose. I can't show you with him, so let me. Something I noticed that is changing. So I'm going to go over here to my network. All right, so here's somebody that I accepted 2 days ago. Open up the profile, open the work. Here you go. What LinkedIn is doing for you. Highlights. LinkedIn, Sheila is now a new connection. Now, in this particular instance, and if I look at the messages here, she sent me a connection request. Okay? She sent it to me. And they're suggesting it's great connecting with you. How have you been? How have you been is not a question you would ask somebody that you don't know. So let's go back. Highlights. So say hello. They are pushing this. And this one, it's great to connect with you. Looking forward to staying in touch. That's better than this one. How have you been? And they're saying, but every time you talk to somebody, you have an opportunity to learn about the other person. Now, the thing is, she reached out to me, right? Looking forward to staying in touch. Introduce yourself. Cold messages. Remember, she reached out to me. Hope you work. I came across your profile. This is totally irrelevant. I didn't come across her profile. She sent me a connection request. How have you been? Again, would love to set up some time to chat and learn more. Folks, I am laying in your hands the words, the scripts, the conversations that will move the conversation along to learn enough about the other person. She reached out to me. Nice to connect with you. While in the process of expanding my network, I've met many wonderful friends. How long have you been on LinkedIn? How's it working for you? You acknowledge the connection. She reached out to me. Every time somebody reaches out to you, you do the same thing. 2 days ago, look at her profile. So she's a sales specialist. She's in India. Brings a new connection. So what's better? It's great to connect with you, looking to stay in touch. Or you're paying somebody a compliment. Follow my scripts. Focus on the other person. It's all about conversation. When someone writes to you and says something, respond to what they said, then ask the next question. You do that and you're on your way to becoming a top earner in your business. Until next time, actually, until tonight, we have our third session of boot camp, communication. Until next time, best of luck in building your business and God bless.